You said it would work if I stayed consistent, so why does it still feel like I'm losing? But if I quit now, I prove every doubt right.
Everyone wanted Ben's life, not because he told them it was perfect, not because he bragged, but because it looked perfect. Every morning, long before most people woke up, Ben's posts were already online. A photo of a cafe, sunlight spilling across a small table, a cup of coffee, a laptop that wasn't his, clothes carefully chosen to look effortless, his smile calm, his captions short, polished, convincing, focused, grinding, blessed. Consistency pays. Trust the process. People stopped scrolling, liked, shared, compared. Some admired him. Some quietly envied him. Others deep down felt small. Ben watched all of it happen from a room no one ever saw. He was 27. Offline, Ben's life was far from perfect. A narrow room behind a noisy auto parts shop. Peeling paint. A ceiling fan that rattled and barely worked. Nights hot and thick with the smell of exhaust from the street below. But none of this ever appeared online. Every image was carefully staged. The cafe shots? He spent hours with a single, cheap coffee, waiting for the right lighting. The laptop? Borrowed from a friend who didn't notice. The car selfies? Taken in a friend's car, the same seat, the same angle. The mirror photos? Carefully chosen to hide the chipped paint on the walls behind him. At first, he didn't think it was lying. He told himself he was manifesting the future. The attention started small. 10 likes, 20, 50, a few comments. Then one morning, a post crossed 1,000. Ben refreshed his phone repeatedly. His pulse quickened. Clicked. People didn't care if it was real. They didn't check. They believed what they saw. And what they saw looked like success. The messages changed. Bro, I've been following you for months. Your discipline inspires me. Do you do coaching? Ben stared at his phone. He had no program, no system, no results. But he typed anyway. Yes, I help people structure their goals and mindset. The reply came almost immediately. How much? That night, he received his first payment. Real money. Small but heavy. And once real money entered the illusion, the game changed. It became a responsibility, a trap. Ben built a routine. Morning, staged cafe photos. Afternoon, motivational quotes and screenshots of fake client results. Evening, late-night reflections, planning the next day's post. He learned to speak confidently on camera. Learned the right words. Learned to dodge questions that went too deep. Everyone's journey is different. Trust the process. I can't share everything publicly. People respected him for it. Thought it meant he was successful. And every day that respect felt heavier. As his following grew, so did the pressure. People expected more. Bigger spaces. Expensive cars. Exotic locations. New faces. Ben upgraded the illusion. Once a month, he rented furnished apartments for photo shoots. He borrowed watches, staged windows, changed outfits multiple times. Each post raised the bar and tightened the trap. The comments were addictive. Levels. Hard work pays off. Steady growth. Every compliment pushed him deeper into the lie. But behind the screen, Ben barely slept. Every notification was relief. Every hour without engagement was panic. The chest tightness, the restless nights. Friends noticed. You're doing big things now, one said casually during a visit. Ben smiled. He didn't invite them into his room. Then came the first serious challenge. A small brand sent an email. They wanted a partnership. They liked his image, but they wanted verification. Proof. Real proof of the life he claimed. Ben read the email late at night. Sweat ran down his face. The room felt smaller than ever. The fan rattled above him like it knew. If he accepted, he risked exposure. If he refused, he risked suspicion. Either way, the truth was coming closer. Ben's internal thoughts spun endlessly. What if they check my apartment? What if they call my clients? What if someone recognizes the cafe photos? I can't keep this going forever, but I can't stop now. The paradox crushed him. The more attention he gained, the more fragile the illusion became. He started obsessing over details. The lighting in his photos, the captions, the angle of his watch, even the time of day he posted. Every post was scrutinized, planned like a battle strategy. One mistake could undo months of work. And yet, the praise kept coming. Teach me how to do this. Your discipline is unmatched. Show us your routine. The likes, the comments, the admiration, they fed him but also trapped him deeper. Then came the first public doubt. A follower noticed the luxury apartment in a post. The same curtains, the same balcony, the same view from last month. They commented politely at first. Isn't this the same place you posted before? Ben deleted it immediately. Panic. But screenshots had already been taken. Discussions were happening without him. More doubts followed. Friends started asking questions about how he could afford all this. Some were suspicious. Some were curious. The emails from sponsors multiplied. Each one raised the stakes. And still he posted. Clean photo. Calm smile. Caption. More coming soon. The likes came fast. Comments followed. Praise. Admiration. But for the first time, Ben didn't feel proud. He felt trapped. Because the perfect life everyone envied had grown bigger than him. A notification popped up. Another brand, bigger this time, wanted to collaborate. The email was short. We love your content, but we need to verify your lifestyle and results before proceeding. Ben stared. His heart thumped. His chest tightened. For the first time in years, he felt real fear. And he knew deep down, one slip, one mistake, and everything could come crashing down. Ben stared at the email for what felt like hours. Not the small brand's request from weeks ago. Not the polite curiosity. But the big one. The one that could expose him. We need to verify your lifestyle and results before proceeding. His fingers hovered over the keyboard. He wanted to reply. He wanted to lie. He wanted to delete the email. He wanted to run. But he did nothing. For the first time in years, he couldn't control the story anymore. The next morning, the chaos began. His phone buzzed relentlessly. Notifications, mentions, screenshots, doubts, questions. People were connecting dots. Screenshots from his staged apartments, cafés, and cars circulated. Followers who once praised him quietly whispered online. Which apartment is real? Are his clients real? Why do all his photos look the same? Ben tried to calm the situation. Deleted comments, blocked accounts, posted vague captions about growth, mindset, and patience. But the cracks were visible. The lie was unraveling. Started small. A friend recognized the luxury apartment in a post. A place Ben had rented for a single photo shoot. Mark, who knew Ben from childhood, sent a comment. Isn't this the same place we stayed in last year? Ben deleted it immediately. Panic rose like a storm inside him. Screenshots were already being shared. Discussions were happening without him. The followers who had defended him were now watching silently, waiting for the truth. The pressure grew heavier. Sponsors sent emails. Some paused deals. Others demanded verification. A few withdrew entirely. Ben's chest tightened every time he checked messages. Nights became restless, mornings were anxious, and every small sound, a car outside, a door closing, made his heart race. And worst of all, he realized, he had no real life to fall back on. No achievements. No accomplishments outside the illusion. The panic seeped into his every action. He avoided friends, stopped leaving the room, refused invitations. Even small errands became a risk. What if someone recognized the borrowed car or staged laptop? He obsessed over every detail. Lighting, captions, camera angles. Every post was a calculated risk. One mistake could undo months of work. Then came the public confrontation. A follower posted side-by-side screenshots of the apartments he had staged. People noticed the repetition. Comments poured in. Wait, didn't he post this last month? Why does he always use the same backgrounds? Something's off. The likes slowed. The comments became harsher. Admiration turned to suspicion. The collapse accelerated. Months of careful illusion were crumbling in days. Sponsors paused campaigns. Followers unfollowed. Messages asking for coaching went unanswered. The admiration, the praise, the envy, all gone. Ben's online persona had been flawless. His real life, however, was messy, anxious, and lonely. He sat in his narrow room, staring at his phone, sweat on his forehead, hands trembling. For the first time in years, he felt exposed, small, and empty. But in the emptiness came clarity. Ben stepped outside for the first time in weeks without thinking about photos or posts. No staged cafe, no borrowed car, no perfect light. Just him, walking, breathing, living. The simplicity was almost uncomfortable, but it was real. Slowly, Ben made a decision. Not to explain, not to defend, not to rebuild the illusion. He would speak the truth. When he posted again, it was unlike anything before. No props, no staged scenery, just a plain wall, plain clothes, and tired eyes. Caption: I built an image instead of a life. I chased attention and called it success. I am not proud of it. If you felt small watching my page, I am sorry. This is me starting over, offline first. The post didn't go viral. No one shared it widely, but a few messages trickled in. People thanked him. They admitted they had also felt trapped by social media, by images of perfect lives. Ben smiled quietly. He didn't need hundreds of likes. He didn't need fame. Months passed. Ben worked quietly. He took small jobs, saved money, learned patience, grew slowly. No one online noticed, and that was exactly the point. He no longer measured life in likes, followers, or staged images. He measured it in real mornings, real work, real friends, and small joys. Some nights, he thought about the perfect life he once posted. The cafés, the laptops, the rented apartments, the admiration he chased. He realized something he had ignored all along. The life everyone envied, even he had never truly enjoyed it. The story Ben had built online had been flawless. The reality had been anxious, lonely, and fragile. And now, in quiet, he finally understood. The lesson was far more valuable than the illusion. If your life only exists on a screen, it will collapse the moment the screen goes dark. Real success doesn't need angles. Real happiness doesn't disappear when no one is watching. Years later, when asked how he rebuilt himself, Ben never mentioned money or followers. He said simply, I stopped performing. I started living. And for the first time, I was free. No staged photos. No curated life. No artificial applause. Just him. Finally living.